The Green Bay Packers about to make an important move. What is that? I'm going to break that down for you guys in this video. We're also going to just break down the latest news coming out of Green Bay for you in this video. Before I do, I want you all to leave your comments. Let me know who you think the greatest center is in Packer history. Who's the greatest center out there? That's going to play into also part of the Packer news. Latest news coming out of Green Bay. Obviously, former Packer Corey Linsley was released by the Chargers, and he is set to retire. What a class act of a guy this dude is. Former All-Pro center, again, for the Packers, just put in his time in Green Bay, did a fantastic job. And also, through acquaintances, this dude, took the time to personalize quite a few photos for just me and my family. Again, class act guy. Really, he's going to be missed in the league, but all the best for Corey Linsley and his family. Also, just great things happening coming out of OTAs. There's really good culture, a lot of positivity coming out of locker rooms, and just really just the OTAs in general. Again, everybody's pretty much in full participation there at OTAs. Just so much positivity coming out of the players' mouths, coming out of the coaching staff, which is that going to continue when the Packers start to lose a game or two? And the answer to that question, I think, was answered last season. And the answer is yes. Okay. So if you didn't remember, Packers obviously went on a losing skid and just so much drama centered around Joe Barry and the god awful job that he was doing as defensive coordinator in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur trying to do his best, holding everything together, and he did that with such a young team, youngest team in the NFL last year, and the fourth youngest team in NFL history to make the playoffs. So a lot of good things coming out of Green Bay when we start talking about coaching staff and all of that. So, which leads into what is the Packers are about ready to make an important move. So, what is that important move? It obviously is surrounding their biggest asset, their biggest piece on the field, and that's talking about Jordan Love. Man, what a fascinating dude this guy is coming into last season. Okay, so you obviously had the departure of Aaron Rodgers, and then all of these questions, unanswered questions, questions that were answered either by Aaron Rodgers or whoever. Is Jordan Love going to be that guy to go in and fill just these monster-sized shoes that Aaron Rodgers left behind? Brian Gutekunst, of course, brilliant job going and getting Jordan Love when he did in the first round. Everybody thought he was nuts. I thought he was nuts by doing so. He proves myself, he proves the rest of the league and a lot of fans out there elsewise, right? Because this dude, the numbers that he put up last season, not to mention just the laughable, he's put up, his last season numbers are better than any Bears quarterback in NFL history, which is just humorous to me. But that being said, he did his job. He went out there and he performed, which then leaves, okay, is this guy going to get signed before training camp? We're getting those answers coming out of Brian Gutekunst. Says right here in this article, General Manager Brian Gutekunst provided an update on a contract extension for Love and his appearance on 97.3 The Game. He said, we're in those conversations right now. The nice part about this is none of these things are always easy or fast. Both parties want the same thing. We'd like to get this done before training camp for sure. Both parties want to get an contract extension done. Again, going into training camp, if they don't get him signed, Brian Gutekunst knows that this is going to be a major distraction. A lot of people, with some of the first questions are not going to be centered around the team. It's just going to be centered around when is Jordan Love going to get signed? All of these things that he sees and recognizes, and he needs to get that all under wraps. So another positive thing coming out of OTAs when we start talking about the guy in your screen right there, Rasheed Walker. Matt LaFleur has said this dude has come into OTAs looking completely dialed in, locked in. He knows what he wants. He wants the starting role. He wants to start at left tackle or anywhere on the offensive line because Brian Gutekunst has already made it clear we're going to be putting our best five out there, whether some guys are quote unquote playing out of position or not. Jordan Morgan obviously is, just suited, best fit at left tackle. Currently, that's what he's used to be playing. But he can play anywhere, around the line, because a lot of those guys, again, Brian Gutekunst did a fantastic job drafting these guys because they are interchangeable. And we start talking about Zach Tom potentially moving to center. Maybe that means Walker moves to right tackle or Morgan plays at right tackle. Either way, Packers, I know, will be putting their best five out there. So I am super psyched about it. I cannot wait for July 22nd, the first day of training camp. Again, a lot of these questions, these unanswered questions, are going to just start to unravel of like, okay, we know who the best five are. We know who they're, where they're going to be playing. And then come preseason, it's just going to get more solidified. So again, leave your comments. Let me know who's the greatest center in Packers history. I have my thoughts. I'm going to leave it up to you guys right now to answer that question. Again, we start talking about a guy, a former All-Pro center in Corey Linsley. Um, the My hat's off to him. I hope the best for him and his family. Again, leave your comments, and as always, go Pack Go.